Hello guys, what's up and welcome to the new tutorial from the SketchUp Worker Studio. In this tutorial I'm going to show how we can create some super realistic render in Enscape for SketchUp. This tutorial is completely from zero to hero, so listen carefully to all the details. Let's get to work. First of all, this is the dry climate design villa in here, and you can see the details of it. These line lights in here, colors, construct, plaster, lights, glass frames, and this is the pool in here. So I want to talk about how we can create some super realistic render in Enscape for SketchUp. First of all, this is the SketchUp environment, and this is the Enscape toolbar in here. When I click and drag it in this place, I can hold it in some place like that. First of all, I'm going to start with the general setting. If I click on the general setting, we have options which related to rendering, network, and preferences. So I'm going to click on the rendering, and if you use RTX, these three options will be available for you. But if you are using manual systems like me, you can turn on Nvidia Global Denoiser. It helps you to create more realistic renders and calculate your environmental lighting much exact than the other times. So first of all, if you want to start Enscape, you need to click on this option in here. Enscape will start for you after a few seconds, and you can try to move, walk, run, change the time of the day, sun brightness, camera, and some other things in your 3D model. So first of all, about the movements. If I hold W, S, A, and D like the video game, I can move in my environment like that. And if I press left click on my cursor, you can see I can look around. And if I press right click, I can orbit like that, very simple and easy. So in this part of your job, you have multiple options for changing your environment. First one is collaborative annotation, not really important. BIM is only useful in Revit rendering, and view management is related to camera switching system. So if you want to use online library of Enscape, you can click on the asset library in here, and it takes a little bit time, and after that you have some access to 4178 high quality objects. I'm going to close it right now because we don't have any necessary work with it. So I'm going to start my job with fixing out my camera, but before doing this job I want to talk about materials. First of all, if I move a little bit forward, as you can see, I can see the materials in here. This is the basket wood in here, and if I go to the interior, this is the interior design that I have, very simple. I only focusing on the outside rendering. So for the materials, you only need to change the time of the day like that. Minimize Enscape at the right side and SketchUp in the left side. So I'm going to click on the paint bucket in here, select option, and I want to start my materializing. First of all, I want to start with this pool in here. So I'm going to select some color for my water. So I'm going to click on the color named in here, move it to the downside, and use some type of color like maybe this one, dark turquoise. So I'm going to add it to this system in here. And now I'm going to click on the Enscape material editor. Dark turquoise is in here, so I'm going to click on it. And I want to convert it to the water, but I don't know how I can do this job. For doing these type of works, you only need to click on the type and change it from generic to the of water. As you can see, now you have water in your environment, and I think it's really fine and good. You can see the opacity of it, waves of it, and scales of it. So I think it's really fantastic. Next material is related to some type of design for these garden in here, a small garden. So I'm going to change the materials of it. I'm going to move my Enscape on it, click on it, and I want to click on the sample paint in this point. Select the soil number 4 and add it to my job. If you want to change this, you can click on the Enscape material library in here and click on the ground icing. And after that, you can select another type of texture. For example, these pebbles or maybe gravel It completely depends on you. For this specific place, I want to use some dry soil in here. So I'm going to select soil number 3, dry option. Click on the import selection. It takes a little bit of time, and after that, selection will be download for you. So when it downloads, you can see some green check line in here. I hope it downloaded as soon as possible. I don't know why it's not. All right, it's done. I'm going to click on the close. Soil number 3 added to your SketchUp material library. You can click on it and add it to your job. And you can see the differences, and I think it's really fine. So for the these part of my job, I want to click on the sample paint another time. Click on these texture, marble number 5, and add it to my job. So now it's much better. So next item related to these stairs in here. I need to add some type of construct texture for my job. So I'm going to click on the Enscape material library. Click on the construct. We have 18 construct textures, which have high quality for the rendering. I think construct number 16 is good, so I'm going to click on the import selection and close it. Construct number 16 added to my SketchUp material library. Click on it, select one of them. All of them are components, so I'm going to add it like that, and everything is fine. You can see the fine details and textures, and I think it's really incredible. But I have some problem with these edges in here, so I'm going to click on the sample paint another time. Click on these plaster in here and add it to my job. Now it's much better. So this one is unique component, so I'm going to add it manually like that and like this. Very simple and easy. Everything is done. Now I want to start my rendering, if I can do this work. So I'm going to move my camera to the downside. Alright, downside of the pool have the soil texture and it's not realistic, so we need some tile texture. I'm going to orbit, go to the downside, click on it, click on the Enscape material library again. This time I want to click on tiles in here, and you have high quality tiles and all of them are suitable for your rendering. So it takes a little bit of time to load all of them. For example, I want to select one of these tiles which suitable to my job, maybe tile number 18 or tile number 21. I prefer to use tile number 22. It completely depends on you. Click on the import selection and wait for it, close it, and SketchUp material library is available for you. Pick up tile number 22 and add it to your job. Like this one. Another one in here. Click on the look around. Rotate in small areas like this, and everything is fine. I can add it to these edges, but I think it's not really important. So everything is down for me right now. I'm gonna adjust all of them. Like this one, and I think last one, and another one in here. So everything is done for me. Now I have better texture for my pool design. Everything is fine. I'm gonna close the SketchUp material bucket and maximize SketchUp. Go outside, close groups, and now everything is available for me. So I'm going to click on the Enscape environment, maximize it, and this is the environment that I have in here. So I'm going to start my job with adding some vegetations for my environment. As a matter of fact, if I imagine this is my camera viewport, I can see horizon line and it's not really good. It's completely for beginners, but we want to work as a professional renderings. So I'm going to click on the Enscape online library in here, or asset library. You can press L on your keyboard to activate it. So first of all, I want to change the category, change it to the vegetation in here, and click on the tags option and click on the bushes, trees, I think, maybe bushes. All right, now I can only see bushes, so I can uncheck it. Only click on trees in here, click on the multi-asset selection, and I want to add some trees for my job, but I don't know how I can do this work. So I'm going to click on the type of the selection, bucket selection, select my surface like that. Very simple and easy, and it's much faster than the other type of adding textures and objects to your environment. First one in this part is that one. So I'm going to select these three in here. You can see all of them will generate for you. Next item is maybe something like that. For example, this one. And I think this one is not bad. So everything is fine for us. You can increase the density, distribution, jitter, uniform, or random rotation. Always try to keep it on the random because it's much better for your job. So you can click on the regenerate. Everything is fine for us. Now I'm gonna click on the tags, clear all. These three trees selected for me. Now time for selecting another type of vegetations. For example, this one in here. I think it's really good. And another one like that, which match with my ground and surfaces. This one. I need a little bit bushes like this. Another one in here. And I think last one is maybe something like that. So I select these type of vegetations for my render. I'm going to reduce the density. Something like that is enough. Or maybe a little bit more. Maybe like this. Click on the regenerate. And now I'm going to click on the confirm placement and apply changes. It takes a little bit of time because it's heavy for downloading. So I'm going to click on the apply changes. And I hope it do this work fast, because it depends on your internet network and internet speed. So good luck. Everything is done for us like this. And I think everything is fine. So I'm gonna adjust some of these assets. For example, this is my parking lot in here. So I can click on the asset library another time, click on the select this one, this one, this one, hold Control like that, and this one, and press delete and click on the apply changes. So I want to add some car in here. So I'm going to click on the tags another time, change it to the vehicles. And absolutely we need some SUV vehicle. So you can click on the tags in here and change it. Sports, simplified, electronic, adjustable, and trucks. But I can find it by searching. Maybe this Tesla car is not bad for here. And maybe another one like this. I prefer to use this one. It's much better for my rendering. Click on the apply changes. It takes a little bit of time, and this car generated for me like that. It's really incredible. I really like Enscape. I don't know why. So for example, this is my camera shot in here like that, but I need to do more things on these model in here. So I need to adjust some other type of assets which related to my job. So I'm going to click on the categories, click on the furniture, click on the tags, and change it to the outdoor furniture. We have 72 types of outdoor furniture. So maybe it's not bad for here. Click on it, select it, add it, select it, click on rotate, rotate it. Very simple and easy. Exactly what you really want. Click on the apply changes. Click on this one and this one or this one. I prefer to select in this part of my job. Select it and rotate it. Click on apply changes. Alright. These two have some differences with each other, but it's not really important. So I'm looking for some type of, maybe this one is not bad. I can add it to my job. But I think maybe this one have better details. You can click on it, add it, select it, rotate it, and fix it in your own position like that. So it will apply for you, and you can see we have some colors and textures which related to it. I can hold shift and right click and change the time of the day to see the details much better than the other times. So it's the woody base model with the some type of clothes texturing. If I select it, click on the selection tool, you can see this item under it, some bit number 1. If I click on it, I can change the colors and materials which related to it. For example, I need some more bright wood for it. Maybe this one is not bad, or maybe this one, or maybe that one. Alright, and if I click on the color, I can change the color of this texture in here. Right now I need some maybe dark color like that. Maybe dark gray is good for it. And the standards of it is a little bit dark. Click on the apply changes. Everything is done for us. I really like it. So I can click on it and move it a little bit more to the back side. Hold the red axis, move it like that. And absolutely we need some another type of table. For example, this one. Add it to this model like this. Click on it, apply changes. It will apply for us like that, and I think it's really good. So I need to add some accessories on this table. You can see the details and all of them are really fine and incredible. So I'm going to click on the tags, clear all, clear on the categories, accessories, and now time for adding some type of accessories like the food or some drinkings like that. So I'm going to click on the tags, change it to the food in here. Maybe this beverage is not bad. Another one is maybe something like this. Add it. And I need to add some another type of item like that. And everything is done. So I'm going to click on the apply changes another time, and all of them will be apply for you like this. You can click on one of them, select them, click on rotate, rotate them on the green axis in here. This one, rotate it, apply changes, and everything is fine for us. So I can add some personage in this area, so it completely depends on you. For example, I can clear all tags in here, click on the categories, change it to the people, and I can click on this one, people who standing, sitting, simplified, senior, or different type of things like that. I can select all of them from this category in here. Maybe I don't know, maybe this one is not bad, so I'm going to select it, add it, rotate it. Alright. And now I want to fix it in the position. So I can hold and move to this area. Alright, I'm going to click on the apply changes, and everything is fine like that. And I think last item and personage related to the person who stands, so I can click on the tags, turn on the standing option, and change it to the male. For example, I need some male in here, so male, and someone who match with this climate. I don't know, maybe this guy is not bad, so I can click on it, add it, apply changes, and everything is fine. So now time for fixing your camera shot, so be careful about it. First of all, I need to add some another type of bushes for these part of my job, so I'm going to do it very quick. I can draw this line in here, move this part of it to this place, and another part of it to this place. So I can change the width of it, and I need to add some bushes. Maybe this one is not bad. If it's not shown for you, it means that the size of it's not optimized with your weights of your line, so you can change it to another material. If it's not available, increase the width of it, and you can see it's happening. So it's work correct, don't worry about it. You only need to change the size of it. Right now I can select, for example, a small type of vegetation, something like flowers. I hope it works on that one. Maybe this one is working right now. I don't know why it's not working in these type of widths, so it's not really important. You can close it and you can add it manually next to it. Alright, I'm going to click on the asset library another time, select these three in here, click on the move option and move it to this part of your job. I have the reason for it. So I'm going to click on the apply changes, close it, and now time for materializing. First of all, I'm going to change the time of the day, maybe something like that is not bad. So first of all, I need some reflection. So I'm going to click on the Enscape, minimize it, and SketchUp in here. Click on the Enscape material editor and select the, I think, basket wood in here. So wood, basket wave, this one. Alright, albedo. If I click on the texture, I can rotate it. Very simple and easy like that. So it's not really important because it's completely cubical. If you add some tint color like the blue, you can see the changes on your environment. And if you reduce image fade, you can see blue color more than the other times. So 96 is enough and my tint color is white. Normal map have some 3 points, bump map, normal map and displacement map. Right now, if I increase the intensity, you can see more displacement on your job, so be careful about it. 88 is enough. And if I reduce the roughness, I can increase the reflection on the surface, and you can see it in your job like that, very simple and easy. So I'm going to change it to the 6, and the specular is about 56, Metallica is about 2%, and it's good for me. Next item, which is really important for me, is about materials which related to the facade design. So I'm going to click on the sample paint another time, pick this marble up, marble selected for me. Now I can remove the roughness texture. It have the normal roughness texture. If I remove it, I can make roughness manually. So I want to remove it in here and reduce the roughness as I can to some number like 6%, and Metallica is about 2%, specular is about 56%, and my tint color is a little bit dark like that, but it's not really suitable with my environment. So try to hold it on the white mode and reduce the image fade to the 92%. Alright, I'm going to click on the sample paint another time. This time I want to click on the soil on my environment, click on the soil in here, and if I go more near to the soil, I can see the bump and textures or displacements. It uses normal map for the intensity. I can increase the soil normal map intensity and you can see what's really happened. If I double click, I can teleport on it. Some number about 144 is enough, and roughness is not really useful, but we can reduce it because in the real world soil don't have any special roughness or reflection. So about the facade design in here, I want to work with this printed concert or plaster. I'm going to click on the sample paint, click on this concert in here. It have its own roughness, but you can remove it, but I think it's good. I can increase the Metallica to the 2%. The specular will be reduced to the 46, and I need it more brighter, so I can reduce image weight to the 90. Next item related to the these lines in here. If I click on it, I can turn it to the lights. So if you want to convert it to the lights, you need to change it from generic to the self-illuminated, and it will happen for you like that. It's not bad right now, but we are in the daylight. But I try to hold it on. Maybe something like this. Luminance is about 4000 candela, and it don't have any type of roughness, full reflection, and it's much better than the other times. Next texture, which is really important, is the Concert 6 panel. So you can see the details of it, and it's really fine. But if I increase the normal map intensity, you can see what's really happened, and you can see the textures differences in different part of your job. I want to reduce it to the 78% because I need some smooth rendering, or maybe 96 is enough. I can reduce the roughness to the 64, Metallica is about 4, and Specular is about 56. So everything is fine for us. Now I can do the same work which I done for these line lights to this part of my job. I'm going to click on the sample paint another time. Pick this light up, convert it to the self-illuminate, and you can see the light in here. I don't want Alice below, so I can change it to the maybe dark salmon. And we have some orange colors in here, which are our lights. So I'm going to click on the sample paint another time, select it, like that, self-illuminate, and I need some warm color like the Bisco or Wit. So I prefer to use maybe Bisco or Wit. I prefer to use Wit in here. Everything is fine. And now I think time for the rendering. So I'm gonna close it in here. Click on the Enscape environment. Press F on my keyboard. Click on the create view in here. And now time for creating view. First of all, turn on the safe frame to see what's really happening in your job. I will make a far distance camera shot like that. Alright, like this. And my X is about 56.2. My Y is my eye height, so 3.9 is enough, or maybe 4.2 is enough for me. I will unlink it with any type of visual preset. I will rename it to the camera number 1. I want to add it to my favorite rendering shots. And my pitch is about 0 because I have some straight camera rendering. And my Y is about 110 degree. In here we have azimuth and altitude. You can change the time of the day, lighting, and some other things like that, which is really important for your rendering, for making it more realistic. Maybe 130 degree for the azimuth is enough. And in the altitude you can change the time of the day. Very simple and easy. Maybe 4 degree is enough, or maybe 7, something like that. Now I can click on the create option in here, and if I orbit in my environment, click on the camera number 1, it will switch back to all the details. So time for the rendering. I'm going to click on the visual setting in here, move it to this place. Before I do anything, I will come back to the SketchUp, press Ctrl S, save my file. So I will make sure all the things are done. I'm going to close it in here. Get back to the Enscape, and I want to start my job with the field of view. As a matter of fact, we are far from our target. So if I reduce the field of view, you can see what really happened, and this is what happened in here. So 44 is enough. I can turn off the auto exposure to see what's really happened, and you can see the changes. I want to turn it on and increase the exposure to the 51%. I will turn on the depth of field, turn off the autofocus, and play with the focal point. I want to focus on these people, and my facade in here. So 18 meter is enough. And if I decrease the depth of field, look at these bushes and trees. If I increase it, if I increase depth of field, all of them will be get blur. And if I decrease it, all of them will be set in some normal number. 12% is enough. I can add some outline, about 6%. Click on the image bar, turn on the auto contrast. And I want to click on the skies, turn off density, variety, size amount. And now I want to add some HDRI. So I'm going to click on the source option, change it to the skybox. And from here, if you click on the load skybox from file, you can add your HDRI, very simple and easy. I select Lonely Road Afternoon, click on it, it's the HDR format. I'm going to click on the open in here. It takes a little bit time because it's heavy. I think it's about 110 megabytes. So be patient for it. It takes a little bit time and it will add for you. So you can close it in here, and if you move to your environment, you can see what really happened. This is your texture. We don't have any special work with the texture. We only have some work with the HDRI light power. So I'm going to press F, camera number 1, close it in here, and click on the visual setting, sky option in here. And now I have some work with the HDR. You have two options for playing with HDR. First one is brightest point as sun direction based on your HDR file. If you click on it, you completely change the time, and you can't change anything in your render. Even if you hold any type of keys which related to sun. And you can increase the brightness as you can to create these type of render. If I uncheck brightest point, now you can hold shift and right click and change the time of the day by the Enscape sun. So it's a little bit complicated, but you can learn how to use it by training. I want to check the normalized average brightness set by HDRI. My HDR is about 4000 LUX, and I want to press F and come back to the camera number 1. All of them is fine for me. I will close it, visual setting, and my HDRI is set for me. If I play with the rotation, I can see some reflections on these glasses, but it's totally not really important right now. I will hold it on the 40, for example. I will come to the output, change it to the Ultra HD because I need full quality of the Enscape. I will come back to the atmosphere. I don't need any type of necessary fogs in here, but I can increase the intensity, and you can see the changes on your sky. So if you need some high contrast sky, try to turn a fog option in here. Sun brightness can be decreased, and you can see what really happened when I decrease sun brightness. So try to hold it on some normal number. Maybe 56% is enough. Night sky is not really helpful in here, but shadow sharpness. This scene is full of shadows. So if I increase the shadow sharpness, I can see all details, and I want this one because it makes your render more realistic than the other times. Artificial light brightness related to any type of self-illuminated light, spotlight, and some sphere lights. So in here, I want to increase it to the 114. Ambient brightness related to the interior lighting. We have some brightness right now, so it's not really necessary, but you can increase it to the 60. We have wind option, and you can change it to the 16%, and direction is about 44 degree. I will come back to the corrections. Effects and corrections are really important, so try to hold them on some realistic numbers. First of all, auto contrast always on. You can increase the saturation to make your render more sharp than the other times, but try to don't use it on the these type of numbers because it completely destroy your render. 104% is enough. I need a little bit cold render, so 7600 Kelvin is enough. Motion blur is 0. Lens flare is not useful in here, so try to hold it in the 36. bloom option is about 4, vignette is about 26, and chromatic aberration is 6%. This is the best setting for this camera shot, not all camera shots. I will come back to the main bar again. Everything is fine. And now I only have some work with the textures. I will minimize Enscape in here and SketchUp in here. So first of all, I will move this tree a little bit to the left side, like that. And a little bit in here, like this. And a little bit near to the pool, like that. So I have these lifts on my camera frame, so I can move it a little bit to the right side. You can see what happened. And I can move this bush a little bit to this area. I can cover these places by adding these type of bushes. But right now I think it will come in front of the camera and make my render more realistic. You can move it to this place to cover your field of view. It's really important. And I think I can increase the exposure a little bit to the 56. It's much better. Image bar is good. Atmosphere is not bad. It's good. Maybe 50 is enough. The sky is set out and main bar is good. So I have some work with this water texture in here. So I'm going to click on the Enscape material editor. Click on the dark turquoise. And if you want to change the wave setting, you only need to check the override global setting in here. If I increase the intensity, you can see what's really happened. Your wave will be moved faster and you have height waves in here. So try to use 6%. Wave setting can be reduced to the some number like that, and you can see when you reduce the wave setting, you can see the reflections on your water. I exactly need this one, so I will turn it to the 0 and 0. Now we have this type of, but now it works like the mirror. For making it more realistic, try to use some mellow design in here. 3.6 for the waves maybe and heights. Try to move both of them at the same period of time to see what is the best render setting for your water. I think this one is not bad. Maybe 10 for it and 8.6 for it. Cosmetic intensity related to the sky light brightness on your water textures. I will change it to the 100% and now it's more realistic. If you click on the watercolor, change it to the white, it will get more better for your job. So everything is done. I have some lights in here. So I will click on the SketchUp material bucket. Select this one. Bisco selected for me. Change it to the Self-Illuminate. And change the color of it to the red, for example. And this one to the red, like that. Or maybe something which is more sharp than the other type of colors. Maybe dark turquoise is not bad. Something like this. Or maybe white color. It completely depends on you. 6000 candela. You can't see it right now, but in the final render it's much realistic. So I think everything is fine. Now I only need to click on the Enscape environment, Enscape asset library. Click on the vegetations. And in here you have some ground cover selected. Select multi-asset placement. Bucket selection. Select your water surface. And select these items in here. Water plants. I don't know it can generate it or not. If it's not generated, you can click on the single asset placement. Select this option in here and add it to your water. Click on the apply changes. Now your render is more realistic and Enscape is really amazing. And I think for this area is something like that is not bad maybe. Apply changes. This is the details of your rendering, so you can select it and enjoy it. I'm going to close it, minimize Enscape another time. I have some problem with these glasses in here, so I'm going to click on the sample pane, pick it up. Frosted glass number 7 selected for me. I'm going to select it from the Enscape material editor. And in the glass setting, if you increase the specular, you can see more brightness on your glass. So 83% is enough. I can reduce the opacity to see interiors, maybe 6%. Refractive index related to the how much the objects can break by the light catch, 1 is enough. It's a little bit complicated setting. You can read about it on the internet. Tint color is about maybe silver. And roughness is about 6. Everything is fine. And I think now time for rendering. So I'm going to close it in here. I have enough trees in my environment. Camera number 1 selected for me. Like that. Press F on your keyboard. Edit your camera for the last time. Click on the visual setting. Reduce the field of view to the 47 degree. Like that. Exposure is enough for me in here. Focal point is not bad. I'm going to close it in here. I want to reduce the white to the 3.96 and increase the pitch to the 4. It's about 4.16. And now I want to change the Z to the -45. Everything is done. Click on the save. Camera number 1 updated for you. And now we are in the perspective. If you don't like this, you can click on it and change it to the 2-point perspective. And now time for the rendering. So I'm going to click on the visual setting in here. Rendering quality on the ultra mode. And press F. Camera number 1. Click on the batch render. Select your test render. Camera number 1 selected for you. Render this image. And select the desktop, for example. And press save. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This tutorial is one of the full tutorials which completely suitable for beginners who don't understand what is the rendering, what is the Enscape, and how they can use it for creating hyper-realistic renders, not super realistic renders. I repeat it, hyper-realistic renders. So, I hope you enjoyed this video guys. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Thanks for your time, thanks for watching, and goodbye.